Hello everyone and welcome back to Fatum Aeterna, Lord of the Dead, Fatum Aeterna, the fate of the Eternal to forever act as the avatar of death, to cleanse the lands of the corrupted mortals. We resume where we left things off last time. We have before us a fight, but before the fight begins, I have some new friends to introduce. Last time, we recreated the Banshee, our third Banshee. Rest in pieces, Larry and Loviatar. But today, we have deviated from Finnish mythology, which is fine, even though it has a soft spot in my heart. And we have gone for some Breton fantasy, straight out of Arthurian lore. The Empress of the Wilderness, Queen of the Damsels, Lady of the Isles, and Governor of the Waves of the Great Sea, Morgan Le Fay. Ah, I love this name. She is also known as Morgana, recommended by Roken Brightside. Thank you. And Morgan Le Fay is from Arthurian lore, which is kind of like old Britain. You know, Lancelot, Avalon, the whole shebang. And Morgan, why I think this was such a great name, is Morgan was traditionally, like when she was her first inception was as a benevolent healer, fairy queen-esque type character. But as time went on, she became more twisted, both benevolent but capable of great evil, and would eventually become known as a character that would help heroes out, but ensnare them. And if the heroes rejected her, oh, they were in for quite the surprise. So I thought it was quite interesting because the Banshee has been betrayed by some male, as Iratus continues to reference every so often, so it's great. And of course, Morgan as a queen fairy, supernatural entity creature that may or may not have ties to the Morrigan or the Lady of the Lake, she has remarkable magical power, which is what she does, being our, murder banshee and all. So thank you, Roken. And speaking of Roken, they also had another excellent suggestion for The Shade, who also has a lot of titles. The Shadow of the East, the Black Easterling Lord of Rune, and Lord of the Nazgul. Kamul, one of the 9 ring race from Lord of the Rings. In fact, the very one that more like demands, Shia Baggins, searching for the One Ring. Now, the reason why Kamul became the Lord of the Nazgul was because after the defeat of the Witch King, Kamul was the one that assumed the position for a brief time, I suppose. Before, as a living creature, Kamul was one of the kings of Rune, which was the land to the east. And of course, as the story goes, Sauron presented 9 kings of man with rings of power, and they were corrupted to forever serve him for all of eternity. Now, the Shade won't be here for a little while. Today is going to be kind of relaxed. We're going to be bringing in the crew that knows best. Good old Asifraj, Morgan Le Fay, Nergleth, and Gurathnaka. There's not going to be too much deviating unless we require it, because we need to, first of all, make some progress. We need to keep moving, skedaddling. And I'm really afraid of you, lady. She has 156 accuracy. I think this is our priority target. I think I found it. So let's get on killing her. Not only do we need to make some progress to keep the series moving and a crackling, but we're looking for a number of artifacts, such as the Spirit Spear. No buff for you. We are looking for some items, such as the Drop of Divinity, the Boiling Blood, and something else. Crow's Paw. How could I forget? Nergleth needs a Crow's Paw. And I'm not going to rest until my boy, the Grandfather Nurgle, has a freaking Crow's Paw.
Terror will overflow.
That will bring him, to elevate him to levels unfathomable. And no. The Spell Thief is... not Spell Thief, that's what's just moving. The Blade Mistress is horrifying beyond really calculation. Also, fun fact, she's one of the only things missing in our Pokedex. So hopefully we get the Humanorium from her. That would be nifty. Grand. I'd really like it if that happens. But who knows. Anyway, now that the Blade Mistress is dead, I'm really not afraid of anything else here. At all. So, you know, we'll take this opportunity to show. Take a deep breath. Relax. I had a dramatic introduction. It's not always good for the heart.
Crunchy.
Fun fact, by the way. I am very Nordic. My blood, that is. My blood. I think I'm... let's see. If I were to take a guess. Not that I really care about all this, but... Finnish, Swedish, and German, I think. And Northerners tend to have heart issues. And I'm not that far off. I have heart issues, basically, was the issue of it. It's nothing serious yet, but, you know, as time goes on, it could be worse. So, always a good thing to keep that in mind. That's completely irrelevant to basically everything. But my point was just a complete tangent to the whole treat your heart well. You know? Cowardice. Unsurprising. Do you flee if you're the last one? Okay. We'll kill you then. I have no mana left. Because these spell thieves keep taking it. Something I forgot to mention in the last video, which was our first breach into the catacombs, was that this floor is kind of the first one that challenges you with using your magic. Like, you can use it completely indiscriminately. You can spam it on every other floor except this one. Something to keep in mind. So, we'll just go ahead and remove that buff real quick. Which does, I guess, put a little bit of a damper on our strategy. Our good old stun it and break it upon the endless tide of Iratus' endless magic. That just kind of put a dampen on it, huh? Oh well. Not that big of a deal. It'd be nifty if Ossifrosh could get a kill here, but I don't think he can. It would be a little challenging for him to pierce 46 armor. Everyone's basically full health, so let's kill this thing. Move on.
As your suffering ends,
Revealed secrets. Wait. Ooh, the Humanorium token. Nice. Go away, friends. Killed 100 enemies in the catacombs. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of achievements like that, isn't there? I remember. Ossifrosh. I really want to max this. Maxing this would make me very happy. So we have 3 more upgrades, which means plus 15 vigor. Not bad.
with knowledge and will comes victory.
I'm going to go ahead and pick up Slake with Darkness. Again, I'm being responsible in heading towards Finger of Death, but there's a part of me dancing around in the back of my mind. It may make me pick up Blind. You might be wondering, why? Well, accuracy. Accuracy penalties can be quite powerful. Quite powerful indeed. Now, I was looking, before I began recording, I was looking at how I want to progress forward, and I think we're going to go left here, because that provides us with quite the opportunity. I want to hit this cultist so that we can grab the item for Kamul, because he's going to need it. For what I have planned for him, he's going to need it. So we'll go this direction to the left, head this way, grab this chest. You know, it does bring us right to an elite squad. I'm confident-ish in our ability to conquer it. We'll have a fountain right afterwards. Then we will get another chest, another elite battle. We should be fine, though. We'll grab this cultist, and then we can decide at that moment, do we want a coffin or do we want a chest? From that decision, we'll go ahead and go to the right here. There's a quest which could be completely random and inconsequential, or it could be pretty nifty. Then another chest, and then a coffin. And that will be that for the catacombs. So that is the temporary plan. So speaking of the temporary plan, let's go ahead and walk over to this quest, which again, could be really useful. Could also be a waste of our time. Who knows? Your scouts managed to locate a hidden research outpost, still fully functional and quite well guarded. Fortunately, you are under no obligation to attack it since it does not impede your progress. But you could always use more corpses, and there might be some benefit to getting your hands on whatever they are studying. I wouldn't say we're in the best position to attack, but we're in a decent position to attack. I take back what I just said. So what we're dealing with here. We are dealing with the Warden, who is of course immune to debuffs, which means he can't be stunned. Which is unfortunate. We are dealing with our very first, and I think this is an elite. That's not what I meant to do. Golden Golem. The Golden Golem is a complete construct, meaning it is immune to stress attacks and ignitions, can be debuffed however, so that's nifty. The Elite Conjuress, who I would have loved to have pulled forward with that attack. She is a spellcaster that's kind of offensive. She's like an ancillary force. And can set people on fire. Very annoying. And of course, you're all quite familiar with the sorceress, who's going to be buffing and healing and being just veritably annoying. So how do we counter this?
Frail body.
I suppose the first question is, do we have to? And based on what just happened to Morgan Le Fay, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, we do. Accuracy is quite low for the Golem, so we might actually be able to make some progress. I don't think we're going to be able to kill. So we're going to go ahead and buff. With Gorath Naka, it's unfortunate that I have to do this, but we're going to go ahead and Spectral Fog for Morgan. If they do decide... Goodbye, buff. If they do decide to attack her, she should heal from this. If everything goes according to plan. Nergleth has been left in an unfortunate situation. But what could be done, really? We'll focus on killing the Conjuress. That should bring the Sorceress into range for Nergleth to do shenanigans. In fact, we could even go one step farther. And try and move her about. Good. The healing continues. We might even be able to kill the Conjuress next turn. The healing continues. No fire for you. Me no like fire. We'll go ahead. We could fog again, but I don't think that's necessary. Let's see if this kills the Conjuress.
Light this world.
Good job. So, what do we need with you, Morgan Le Fay? Damahe? I don't think it's worth damaging the statue until we get rid of the Sorceress. So, with that in mind... Our options, I suppose... We'll buff. The other thing we could have done is we could have tried to roll a 1 and 3. Maybe a 50-50 even, to move this Warden to switch positions with the Sorceress. That would have been nifty. Okay. I feel pretty confident now. I'm really not afraid. Zero fear here. It would be nice if you could move. In fact, what if I move her? Ah, now we're talking. Good. I think we've cracked the code, my friends. Hey, thanks. Good job. Good job. I'm gonna actually heal with Ossiferous. He doesn't need it, but it's not like it matters. Yes, redirect the attack. You'll be fine. Oh, that was an unfortunate redirect. But he can't redirect this, so... Maybe I should have waited so that I could have dropped the spell on top of her, but again, I don't think it's actually worth doing damage until the sorceress is dead. So... see if we can disrupt this. Hey! See, movement does work.
Your frail bodies fail you.
Thank you, Ice Wave. You don't actually move. Well, that works. One Plague Wrath stack or take is probably not enough to kill. That scared me for a second. I was like, wait, what's this buff? But 5 luck and 5 attack is basically nothing.
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
Goodbye. Weakness. Oh. 69. It would have been nice if it killed her, but... ah, well. What can you do? What is there to be done? Would you please stop buffing? Wait, why are you going again? No, you're just fast. Wait, no, not fast. Everyone else is just slow. It's fine. Hey! Good job. Aw. Does that mean to kill you I'm gonna have to keep doing this? No, it's fine. Once Nurglith kills the Warden, we'll move people around here. So I had an idea. It's a little crazy.
Maybe I'll craft this one.
And it's why I was so excited to get a name for the shade. Again, thank you, Rokon. But the idea is a build I hinted at last time. And what it... you have so much resistance that didn't remove all of it? Hold on, that's minus 24. Wow. That's like 43 resistance. Jeez. But anyway, what I hinted at last time is this build that's... it's called... actually, I don't even know if it has a name. But the idea is the Shades feature...
Crunchy.
The Shades feature makes it so that... does this stack? Oh, it does stack. Nice! The Shades feature makes it so that whenever someone attacks the Shade and then misses... the Shade will attack for, is it 120% of his damage? It's a respectable amount of damage. And, so the idea is to make the Shade, who can have an insane amount of evasion. I'll finish this off after I read this. But it's actually insane, and I really like the idea. Also, look at this. Our little icon is off the map. Your undead hordes were able to overwhelm the defenders in short order, giving you access to their outpost. While your skeletons got to work moving bodies around, you dedicate your attention to the documents they left behind. After studying the equipment and the papers, you come to the conclusion that this place was likely studying illness, both to cause it and to cure it. This could be useful. So our options are to employ necromancy to animate their dead test subjects, or to take what you can of the research for more in-depth study. Perhaps it would be best to continue their research personally. I'm going to assume that animating their dead test subject gives us random minions, which I don't want. So we're going to take their research. 150% Iratus experience. That's what I'm talking about. That's more than a steal. Worth. Hashtag worth. So anyway, let me show you this. So here's the feature. Each time an enemy attacks the Shade and misses, they receive 120% magic damage. And very much like the Banshee, the Shade scales their damage incredibly well. +6. 4 times. That's 24 attack on top of this. And their evasion also scales exceptionally well. 6 times 5 is 30, so 48 evasion baseline. No buffs or anything. This might be including the 5 from the magic tree. It might be, which is fine. So, the idea here is you put the Jester's Visage on the Shade and give him his item, which will heal him for 25% of the damage he deals. And basically, just murder everything by them missing him. Of course, to help facilitate this, the Shade can reduce accuracy from enemies, and if we really wanted to help, Blind is here to do the same. Now, it's kind of counterintuitive for this, because it does stress damage, and the attack is physical damage, or magical damage, vigor damage, whatever. But it's an interesting idea. Now, it is worth pointing out that Solus, that's a comment, had an excellent point, that in Eternal Harvest, everything has so much more accuracy than usual. The evasion's kind of hard to pull off unless you're like sitting at around 70% evasion. But we can get there between, reducing enemy accuracy, 1 for helps. For 1 helps, I can words. But also Trick of the Eye gives +30 evasion for 1 action. The Wraith can drop down additional evasion. There are still evasive items we're missing, the grappling hook and the robes of potence, which I keep complaining about. So there are plenty of options to scale Kamul's evasion to such high levels that this works. And I was thinking of pairing it with a Murder Banshee, which I've mentioned before, but that would involve scaling Morgan's attack much higher than it currently is, which is fun. It can get to like 50 or something, the damage that Howl can deal, which is a lot of fun. And then I was thinking, this isn't complete yet, this is just in theory, a hypothesis. The Shade's Wrath ability is Deep Shadows. It's a trap that sits on the ground, and whenever anyone moves into it, they take 30%, bosses 8% of their current vigor. I would go with the Hungry Shadows upgrade, which makes it 40-10. And then, with this, we have Mofdet and Rafam to pull people consistently into it. To just troll like mad by pulling things all the time. And the idea came to me, and I was just blown away. I can't think of another word. Blown away. I love it. I want it. It's going to happen. The downside, I suppose, if it had a downside, is that I would like a few more artifact pieces to make it work. And one that would be actually pretty good is something I don't think I have anymore. Maybe I never had it. But I want a few more pieces to make it work, and I want a few more artifacts. Because we're missing a few. Nergleth. My pride. I think we're going to wait for a luck upgrade here. We could even just go for an accuracy. We'll take an accuracy upgrade. Again, I like this 120 number. I don't know why. Maybe it's just some idiosyncrasy that I have, but I like it. I like it a lot. And again, with Ossifrage, we're waiting 2 more levels. It might be time for some more gambling, honestly. So we have before us a Warden, Living Armor, Spell Thief, and Sorceress. How do we want to deal with this? I did say that I'm not very keen on swapping things up right now. I kind of just want to kill everything. Okay. This is actually going to be pretty interesting, because I think I know how this is going to go. The Spell Thief is going to move backwards, which will bring the Sorceress forward, which will allow Nergleth to strip her of her wards, which will allow everyone else to just destroy her. Oh, you didn't move. You're making me look out to be a liar. Oh well, that's fine. I'll just go after you then. That was all missing. See, that's what I want to see, Morgan. Morgan Le Fay. That's what I want. I want that. That's all I need in my life. Just dodge everything. Unlucky. Unlucky. I could try and move this guy. That could be hilarious. Could also kind of backfire. But we'll get rid of the wards. That's the responsible thing to do. I guess I'll try and kill you. Yeah, sure. Everyone's growing so much. I think one of the things on this floor, probably shouldn't say this yet, but on this floor, I feel like if you've stuck with your same group composition the entire time, or basically the entire time, then your group will have grown so powerful that this floor hasn't scaled high enough to stay with your main group. Does that make sense? I feel like the power growth is not appropriate.
Perish!
You and your redirecting crap. I say that, of course, and I could get completely demolished, but my gut is telling me that. No.
This will be your end.
Because this happened last time as well. I felt like we just walked into the 4th floor and owned the entire thing. Which, I mean, is fine. I'm certainly not complaining. But it's just a curious phenomenon.
Carve open their husks.
And the funniest part about all of this is that it can be better. Crow's Paw, Drop a Divinity, the Spirit Spear, which is kind of hard to say if I keep repeating it. The Robes of Potence, oh, this could be so much stronger. And we're still just eradicating them. Honestly, it feels good. It makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. Which is not always a common occurrence. Please panic. Yeah. I don't have enough mana. That's another good thing about the shade, is that we can use the shade, if we want, of course, to literally just return mana to us. Nothing else. Just return mana. Just give me my mana back. Please.
This is my kind of entertainment.
There is also a synergy.
Strength through pain.
Synergy is not the correct word. An upgrade path for the Shade's mana return. I've briefly talked about this, I believe. But one of them is, it reduces the mana return to something pitiful. I mean, it's mana return, but it's pitiful mana return. But instead, it will give you, is it 16 spell power? 24 spell power? It'll give you a respectable amount of spell power for a few turns, which is not bad. I mean, there's definitely some fun things you can do with that. But the other path is like 16 mana return, which is not something to scoff at. That is a respectable amount of mana return. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be able to ever do enough damage to get a kill for Ossifrage. It's really difficult for Ossifrage to get a kill because we're just stressing everything. And Ossifrage can't contribute to that. Like, I might be able... Let's see. So this has 4 Vigor left. with the buff from Chilling Whale, this doesn't stack, right? Yeah. Can you deal enough damage? So we have the bonus from Onslaught, which deals additional damage for each 8 points of Vigor missing, and we have the bonus from Deafening Wail. Can you get a kill? Yes! Because we crit. Nice.
Mine is the winning.
2 more Vigor for Ossifrage. Mark it down. Oh yeah, the talent I picked up and completely ignored to talk about was Slake with Darkness. It's basically just stress damage to all enemies, which is kind of insignificant. Like, honestly, the most when I use it, it's entirely to remove blocks and wards. Or not blocks, wards. So I mean, in fact, I don't know many people that have ever used it for any other purpose. Ooh, we have before us Living Armor Elite Spell Thief, Swords Mistress, Swords Master, and a Conjuress. There are actually a lot of high priority targets here. It's very annoying that I just restored all of my mana and the Spell Thief is just going to leech it, because our priority is not him. Like, we need to kill the Sword Mistress and the Conjuress before we do anything else. So, here we go. Same group composition. As I said, there's probably not going to be much variation this time, so sorry if that's something you like. Well, I think variety is the spice of life, so I wouldn't blame you for liking it, but if it was something you were looking forward to, I apologize. Because it's not going to be here. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to Accelerando here. Uh-oh. That's not good. At the start of the next turn, deal 250% damage to a random minion in the first or second position and moves them to the back. Does not miss. Good news. Neither does our Banshee. I'm really debating what to do here. This should be fine. Wait, did that say at the start? Does that mean at the start of her next turn or the next turn? Uh-oh. Please mean what I think it means and be her turn. Whew. Okay. I almost had a heart attack. Please don't do anything. So sometimes those stances mean literally at the start of the turn, the official turn, in which case that would have gone off and I couldn't have done anything about it. But if it's by the start of the turn, it means her turn, then we're fine. Which is what happens. Very good, very good. Also, she can continuously remove my wards, I don't care, but as long as she doesn't set me on fire. It's actually funny. The one person that can remove debuffs has been stunned. Sorry, Nerdleth. You have to sit out around. Morgan. Morgan, please. Morgan, please. I can't... Here, this is all I can do to help you. Don't you dare. Well, yes, do that. That's great. Well, they're glad I have a job for you.
Become part of the breathless tide.
That is such a good ability. Like, if anything else, Anke has opened me up to how powerful multi-hit abilities are. If you weren't familiar with Anke, she is from the last series. And... oh, she is a character. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, because it's something. Can I actually remove this? I need the Unfrozen, right? You know what? For science, I want to see if this removes it. Oh, sweet, it does. Okay, cool. Maybe it does. It removed the thing, but it hasn't removed the artifact. Artifact. That's not what this is. The animation? Morgan. Morgan's dead. I don't think there's anything I can do to save her. Because Nergleth can eat this. I don't think block will or ward will save her. And the evasion's not gonna do anything. Why is it always the Banshee?
Give them no mercy.
See, and that's why I hate the Conjuress. And why she deserves to die.
The brave are an excellent source of fresh corpses.
We had such a great name for her, too. Morgan Le Fay. The third Banshee to fall.
Extinction of life.
I'm trying to think, was there a way I could have played that differently? To not have her die? I mean, I could have more obsessively planted wards on her. But it's not like we're sitting in an excess of wards. And I had so many plans for you, Morgan. I had plans. Plans. The sad thing is, she didn't even have that much. But again,
This never gets old.
this goes back to the, what would you call it? Warning? Which is, evasion builds either work and you're happy, or don't work and you're sad. And that was a lot of true damage. Like, even on a good day, that was basically half of Morgan's health. Well, is there any other way to stunt the skeleton? That's a thing I could do. Good old Skeletor.
You will soon embrace your new existence.
But Murder Banshee is such a good idea. Alright, if we have a fourth Banshee, I'm gonna commit to Murder Banshee. Entirely for my Shade idea. Can you go ahead and kill this? Ah. No, whatever. Maybe if I unmucked, he could have.
Soon this world will be mine.
Game, please! This is the second time it has returned the legendary dust, but not the slippers. The slipper is what makes the Banshee durable. Please. Before us, we have an elite warden, an elite failed experiment, a shadow elf, and a sorceress. I have the Pokedex for this thing. What is it? Hey, shadow elf. These things are dumb. They're not. They're dumb because they're not even strong. They're just annoying to deal with. And the failed experiment is the golem of this realm. I say golem, he's not a construct. It can't be stressed, even though it's not the easiest thing in the world. Actually, it's less stress than vigor, which surprises me. At 0 sanity, the target has a chance to die when receiving any strength. Oh, duh. So its feature is that it blows up if it's below 25% vigor, but thankfully, we're not really dealing with vigor. I'm like mildly tilted right now. So how do I want to deal with this? Warden. Chambler. Or just bring out Moff Dead. Swap this around. Even though it is kind of annoying having the sorceress live, it's not like it's the end of the world. Is this Mofdet? It is, okay. I'm trying to remember. I try to keep them straight. Rafam is the killer. Mofdet is the stressor. Keep them split in your brain. Brain, don't confuse them. They're very different. One more level for Asifraj, and we'll be able to upgrade Vigor once more. Part of me also, speaking of evasion and failing, double Wraith. I want that to be a thing. Double Wraith tank. I want to do it. I have 2 Wraith names, so I mean, it's not like it's beyond the realm of possibility. I also didn't realize that you had 3 wards. I would have had Gareth Naka here, if I knew that. Well, I knew that, I just didn't remember it. Also, this failed experiment with dangerous waters is treading in dangerous waters. But it only has a 65% chance to hit, but if it connects with that damage, oh my goodness. Alright, we're moving.
Strength through pain.
Why, you ask? Well, I'm getting rid of this. And then we're purging this. Alright, suddenly feel better about this situation. Kind of feel better about the situation. Please? Oh, okay, first of all, thank you. Please continue connecting that. Good job. All wards have been obliterated. But please debuff Mofdet. A good old Vengeance Beam would make me feel a lot better at the moment. Could you imagine? Oh, a Vengeance Beam right now? It brings joy to this broken heart. What am I doing besides being emotional? Oh yeah, this. Please
Savor
die.
these last few heartbeats.
That would be grand. Cannot be so lucky, I suppose. See, the failed experiment is a thing that the Banshee would be excellent with. It would have 0 chance of hitting her. I'm upset. It's fine. I'm not tilted. I'm so not tilted, I'm definitely going to press this button. How much did that hit for? Ooh. 26 to 28 permanent damage is pretty nifty. And it's also going to heal Mofdet quite a bit.
One more
so
for the stockpiles.
I don't kill that. Again, I'm not debuffed. And I'm not pleased. Which is a weird thing to say, huh? You would think being debuffed would make you more displeased. I don't know. I'm probably going to go ahead and do the thing. Do the thing! Do the thing! Well, it looks like you have a few buffs that need to be purged. Good old Elite Warden. This thing. No moving allowed. Or no stancing allowed. Because I'm gonna move you out of the stance. I'm slowly recovering. I pride myself
Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
in my ability to recover from emotional trauma. Except for, of course, a deep-seated emotional trauma. That stuff never goes away. And there are a few things. But, you know, just brief minor inconveniences. I pride myself in being able to spot them and get past them. I should probably interrupt this stance, huh? That seems like a plan. Oh, he's not actually going to move, so it's not actually going to interrupt. I guess I have Ossifrage for that. Nah, who cares? He's going to Plague Fall it to oblivion.
One by one, life vanishes from this world.
Thanks, Moftet. Ooh, a cursed grimoire. We haven't really been using our consumable artifacts, because I really don't care. Interesting. Huh. I just had an idea. If we make our enemies lose evasion, then wouldn't this be more feasible?
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previously.
I suppose the downside here is that the Shackles of War are kind of carrying us. I don't know if I want to fight a bunch of enemies without the Shackles of War. To the right. Okay, mythical chest. Hear me out. The episode's about to end. There are 4 items off the top of my head that I want. Please show me any single one of them. Roll the dice. Okay. From left to right. The Ring of the Overlord. Iratus starts each battle with full wrath. As I just mentioned, the Shackles of War are kind of carrying us to victory, so... rip. The Amulet of the Dream Eater decreases critical hit strength of enemies by 30%. We've seen this at least thrice. What is going on, game? And the Enchanted Clothing. Minions gain +4 armor and +4 resistance until the battle ends. I might as well take this.
Ah, I can use this.
More clothes in our closets. Even though we are currently wearing the Spirit Chainmail, it's not doing any good if Guruthnaka and Nergaleth are literally gods at the moment. Look at all this bonus vigor. It's beautiful. Also, not needed. I suppose Moftet? Even Moftet's almost capped on it. 180 vigor on a mummy. Are you serious? Hold on. This can totally break 200. Moftet can... Has Moftet been the sleeper all along? The sleeper OP underdog to carry us to great glory and victory? Maybe. We'll have to find out next time. Cliffhanger. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Rest in peace, Morgan Le Fay, our 3rd Banshee to die. It's mildly infuriating. We had just gotten an excellent name for her as well. Sorry, Rokun. But, in the future, what we have waiting for us is a Warden, Failed Experiment, Elite Conjuress, and Shadow Elf. I'm really not scared at all. Not even a little bit. Now, these 2 elite battles, I'm a little afraid for. But there's only 1 cultist left on this floor, so I'm going to have to make a decision on what I want this to be. There are 3 cultist items now. Just the freaking slipper. 3 cultist items that I want. 3 cultist items that would be nifty to get. And we'll just have to see how I want to do that. At this point, with the fact that the Banshee just keeps dying, it might be time to invoke the 2nd Wraith. As I mentioned, I have 2 Wraith names in the waiting, so why not, really? Get another Phantom Clothes, double Wraith, tank it up, and just shred everything. Shred everything's sanity to oblivion. Sounds good to me, but we'll see what ends up happening. Thank you all for watching. Again, I greatly appreciate it. Your name suggestions are all greatly appreciated. Your support, your tips, your tricks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you next time as we continue to purge the catacombs of these false sorcerers. Bye-bye.